Hello, my name is Robert French, and I'm the founder of RF Ministries and the pastor of Balanced Life Christian Fellowship in St. Charles, Missouri.
Welcome to today's episode of Daily Bread.
We want to welcome you back to this segment of Daily Bread. I want to continue talking about the problems that we're having in society today, especially among our young people, the teenagers, and even younger than that. Young people today are committing suicide at a greater rate than ever before. They're committing crimes, teenage pregnancy, rape, all kinds of problems that we see in society today. And we wonder what causes this. Everybody sits around and says, why are we having these problems? Well, I think the problems are caused by things that are obvious. Even to psychiatrists and people that study these things from the medical side of things, they see the problem. And yet it doesn't seem like we want to really go into anything that would cause a fix to the problem or cure it. And so today on the Daily Bread, I'd like to discuss with you the father factor. This is a very important part of our society today, considering the divorce rate is over 50% in America. In order to get a solution, we have to understand what got us into the problem in the first place. If a car breaks down, we don't just start replacing parts in a random fashion. We must first find out what caused the car to fail in the first place. Then we can effectively repair it. These kinds of problems that are taking place in our society today didn't just happen overnight. They're the result of years of neglect in important areas of instruction about life. In my opinion, one of the biggest factors is the breakdown of the family unit in so-called modern living. According to kidscount.org data center, children growing up in single-parent families typically do not have the same economic or human resources available as those growing up in two-parent families. Compared with children in married couple families, children raised in single-parent households are more likely to drop out of school or to have a teen pregnancy and to experience a divorce in adulthood. In Ann Coulter's book, Guilty, Liberal Victims and Their Assault on America, she gives these statistics. Various studies have come up with slightly different numbers, but all the figures are grim. According to the Index of Leading Cultural Indicators, children from single-parent families account for 63% of all youth suicides, 70% of all teenage pregnancies, 71% of all adolescent chemical substance abuse, 80% of all prison inmates, and 90% of all homeless and runaway children. A study cited in the Village Voice produced similar numbers. It found that children brought up in single mother homes are 5 times more likely to commit suicide, 9 times more likely to drop out of high school, 10 times more likely to abuse chemical substances, 14 times more likely to commit rape for the boys, 20 times more likely to end up in prison, and 32 times more likely to run away from home. Single motherhood is like a farm team for future criminals and social outcasts. Don't misunderstand. In my opinion, this is not an indictment against the mothers. I think fathers are more guilty than mothers. Just like we have attempted to take the father out of the family of men, Jehovah out of society, we have done the same in the home. If we take the father out of the home, we have real problems. If we take the father out of the family of men, we have greater problems. But this is exactly what we've done. Understand, I'm not for teachers teaching a religion to their students, but it goes far beyond that. They can't bring a Bible or pray, and they're encouraged not to do so. The 10 Commandments cannot be displayed on any government or state property. Christianity is ridiculed openly by many educators in their classrooms, and nothing is done to stop them. On the secular side, Parents are not permitted to discipline their children for fear of being turned into child protective services and having their children taken out of the home. I'm not talking about child abuse, which should never be allowed, but even gently tapping a child's hand and saying no could be seen as abuse in today's climate. Children are told in school to report their parents if they feel they are being disciplined too strongly. On the other side of the coin, teachers in many schools across America are threatened and disrespected by their students, and the teacher cannot discipline for fear of retribution from the state. These problems that we're facing in society today have causes. And unless we go and deal with the cause and recognize the cause, we're never going to find an effective cure. In the next segments of Daily Bread, we're going to go into areas of truth and areas where we find answers and solutions to the problems that exist. So we would appreciate you joining with us and watching the segments of Daily Bread as we endeavor to explore these problems in a greater way and find solutions that I think are only found in the knowledge that the Father God, Jehovah, has given us through His Word and through His Son, Jesus Christ. God bless you. Until next time on Daily Bread.
We hope you have enjoyed today's Daily Bread. Join us again next week